Hello, and welcome to the Arts of Language podcast with Andrew Poudois, founder of the Institute for Excellence in Writing, or as many like to say, IEW. My name is Julie Walker, and I'm honored to serve Andrew and IEW as the Director of Marketing. Our goal here is to equip teachers and teaching parents with methods and materials which will aid them in training their students to become confident and competent communicators and thinkers. Hi there. Today we have something a bit different in store for you. Normally this is where Andrew and I exchange pleasantries and I introduce the topic, but Andrew is not actually with us today. He's traveling this week and not available to record a podcast. It's actually pretty remarkable to me that we've been able to do more than 100 of these without hardly missing a week with his travel schedule. So I looked around the office and I said, who can I have a conversation with today? And I found Kristin. So Kristin, here you are.
Yes, here I am. Thank you so much for victimizing me. I mean, having me here today.
Exactly. This is called being voluntold, right?
No, I'm truly happy to be here. I have had the pleasure of sitting in on a couple of your podcast recordings with Andrew, and it is so much fun. I am so happy to be in the hot seat.
Yes, you are in the hot seat today. So let me just ask you a few questions. This probably won't be the full 30-minute podcast that we normally do, but just whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Starting with the most basic question, how did you first learn about IEW?
Good question. Well, I was introduced to IEW actually after my high school graduation. So I didn't use IEW growing up, even though I was homeschooled all the way up through high school. I came to know of IEW by working for the company. So IEW relocated from California to Oklahoma in 2009. And that is when and where I got recruited to come and just do some basic work for IEW. So I was doing just small office tasks, actually ended up being the janitor for a while, worked in the shipping department. We were a much smaller operation at that point, so I just kind of did whatever was necessary and then came to know the product through teaching 1 year with Andrew, went through all things fun and fascinating.
Great, great. So currently, now that was in 2009. This is 2017, July of 2017. So what today is your role?
I am currently the customer service manager.
Great. And what are you hoping to accomplish in your role? How many, when you say a customer service manager, that sounds like there's probably more than one person that you manage. How many are on your customer service team?
Well, we have a team of around 10 who actually are interacting with customers. So they are answering the phones and chats and emails. And then we have a smaller task force, if you will, of what we call juniors. And they do help us with other office work and help the various departments, marketing and events, get their tasks done as well. And there are around 6, I believe, of the juniors. So in total, around 16 people total.
Yes, and I love the junior idea. That actually started a couple of years ago because then what we can do is recruit from that pool of juniors to become full-fledged.
Yeah. Yes, and we have wonderful, wonderful staff. We really do.
It's true, and I think that's definitely one of our bragging points. Aside from our method of what we do and how we teach writing, that is unique in that it's effective and fun, easy to use, and has great results. That's one thing. But then to have a customer service team that is knowledgeable, that is so willing to help our customers, and just so grateful for all you do to lead that team. I was also thinking you've got another part of your team, the 911 team. Describe them.
Yes. So we have a couple of veteran homeschool moms who have used IEW materials, either teaching their students all the way up through high school or even teaching some at the college level as well. And they will help us with special situations. So if there is maybe a parent or a teacher who is struggling with a particular student in a particular area, so it's more of an in-depth question, we can actually refer them on to what we call our 911 help. So we really do provide for a wide range of questions.
Yes, and on occasion, some of those questions get kicked up to me,
It's
and
true.
I like to help out with that on occasion. And every now and then they have to go all the way up to Andrew to answer
Yes.
some of those super technical questions.
Yes,
that we
which
get.
he has made, known to the team as always that he's here to support us in that, which is so wonderful.
Good. So what is it that you ultimately hope to accomplish in your role?
Well, ultimately, we hope to be able to serve our customers in a way that represents who Andrew is, which is honestly a person of generosity and knowledge and caring. And he cares about our customers and education in a way that really is inspiring to our team. And there are certain ways that we hope to accomplish this, or we try to be able to be his face, if you will, to the customers. And also kind of imbibing in the IEW method, we try to break things down and make it more understandable for our team so that they understand what it is we're trying to do. So we've kind of come up with this way of training, and it works with basically 5 hats.
So like a policeman's hat, a firefighter's hat?
Something like that.
Okay.
So basically the 5 hats of customer service are detective, therapist, consultant, assistant, and cheerful leader. So if you are calling or communicating with us, you might want to see if you can identify some of these as you're having a conversation with us. But basically detective, because how do you actually be able to identify the problem is? You have to ask good questions. As we know, therapists, we are always needing to listen. And we really are more than just, let me help you with your order, or let me recommend a product for you. We really are here to be able to listen and give help as needed. Of course, consultant, being able to help you decide. You have a 5th grader, okay, they're brand new to IEW, where would you start? So there's that aspect of it. Assistant, you have a problem with your order, you have a problem with your account, we're more than happy to help get that taken care of for you. And of course, cheerful leader. So we are going to be guiding and hopefully offering gentle support throughout that conversation. So that's kind of the overall view that we have for our team. And of course, all of that done in the spirit of teaching at the point of need. So the agent's going to grab whatever hat is needed at the moment and employ it from there.
Great. And I love that you've got pictures in the customer service area
Yes.
of those hats, and we'll be sure and get a snapshot of the area that you work, so our listeners can have a
great.
visual in their mind of who they might be talking to. Maybe not all the different people, though we do have everybody listed on our website of who's on your team, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So they can go check you out, see maybe who they're talking to, because they're all here in Oklahoma with you in the same office as you.
That is correct. And well, then you also can see our 911ers because they do work remotely.
That's true. That's true. All right, 2 more questions for you. If you had a microphone, perhaps like you have right now,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and an audience of people who are interested in what we do here at IEW, what message would you like to convey?
Well, if there was just one thing that I could convey, and this I think is a compilation of my experience here, my experience with the methodology of our education, and my own life experience, it would be that you need to start with the end in mind. So with this particular topic of education, specifically language arts, you need to know where it is you're going before you get started. And I was just listening to a talk given by Andrew, A Classical Approach in a Modern World, which is amazing, very, very inspirational. And one thing that he says in there is the goal of education is to cultivate wisdom and virtue by nurturing the soul with goodness, truth, and beauty, which I think is such a lovely definition of education, because then it broadens the whole perspective. So you can have education going on in the kitchen with your daughter or your son, or you can have education going on in the cafeteria hall. So it's opening up that perspective to seeing that it's all about the process and not the product, that it's about the journey. It's about, where are you going, and keeping that in perspective. And then, of course, knowing that a journey is all about forward motion. So the most important thing is that you just take that first step. And to not get focused on maybe even the amount of steps that are taken or the quality of the ground that's being walked upon, but just to take that first step and to know that it is about the process and to enjoy that.
Good.
I actually don't have children of my own. I do hope to embark on that educational experience at some point in my life, but just being able to hear the stories of those that I've spoken with, and then to be able to work so closely with Andrew has really given me what I like to think is a healthy perspective.
Great. Okay, last question. Is there a favorite product you would like to give away?
That's so awesome. Wow. It's okay. I can choose any product?
Any product that we're going to give away to 5 randomly selected listeners who enter a drawing.
Okay.
Details
Okay.
in the show notes. What's it going to be, Kristin?
It
What's
would
your favorite
absolutely
one?
have to be. I mean, first pick absolutely is the teaching, writing, structure, and style.
Our core product.
Because that is where it all begins. That journey, honestly, that journey I was just talking about, it begins with the teaching, writing, structure, and style.
Great.
Because as soon as you catch the fire and you understand what it is, we're doing here, or what hopefully you're hoping to do with your family, then it's easy from there. And it's something that really can be utilized K through 12. So no matter what grades you're teaching, that's your product right there. That is awesome.
Yeah. Well, awesome for 5 lucky listeners, right?
Right now. Do it right now. Trust me, it's worth it.
So pause your iPhone or your computer, go over to our show notes and click on that link to enter a drawing, and we'll choose our lucky winner on the end of this month. And this is July 2017. So that if anybody's listening to this in the archives, I'm sorry, it's already expired. If it's past July 2017. What a great gift, Kristin.
Yeah.
And to those recipients who do get that gift, just remember to say thank you to Kristin, who's the one that gave you this gift today.
Gladly. I'm so happy that we're offering that. That's wonderful.
Well, good. And thanks for letting me bring you into our podcast circle.
Of course. Truly my pleasure. Thank you, Julie.
Thanks so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode and want to hear more, you can subscribe to this podcast in iTunes or Stitcher, or just visit us each week at iew.com/podcast. Until then, on behalf of Andrew Poudois and the team at IEW, I thank you for the privilege of allowing us to partner with you on this educational journey toward better listening, speaking, reading, writing, and thinking.